Welcome back to the Sunday Roast, round 7. It is late, Dobe, because we've been waiting for Pricey. He's been trying to put his son to bed, but it just hasn't been happening for him. He's supposed to be on the show with it, but it just wasn't meant to be, was it, Dobe?
No, mate, we've meant to have two guests. We had Dickie. He couldn't get his laptop working. We had Pringle. We said, look, we'll go halftime at the Adelaide-Collingwood game. Had a little setback. He's sent us a video that baby still won't go to bed. But we have to get this up, mate. We have to get it up. So hopefully he's done and he can actually get on for the second half of the roast. But let's crack into it, Jev.
Yeah,
Start of the round.
First game, St Kilda versus Port Adelaide. After the Saints up by 4 goals in the warehouse, the Marvel Magicians, Port Adelaide, claw their way back in the game to win by 7 points. The tip rat Jack Higgins kicked the first at 11:50. Pricey, you had a look at this game. What did you see? No Pricey on the show. You and me, Doe, but what did you see?
Mate, I only saw a little bit of this game, and I saw that the Saints were absolutely piecing them up at the start. The only thing that was keeping Port Adelaide in it was Jason Horne-Francis. Now, I know a clearance stat. I know a lot of stats can get inflated by what they actually are, but it's not until you look at it. And his clearances were unbelievable, getting it, bursting out of packs, running his full measure before kicking it. I thought he was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. I went to bed and I woke up early for work on Saturday and couldn't believe that the Port actually got over the top of him.
Port had won. I spoke to a Saints supporter that was at the game yesterday, and he said Jason Horne-Francis was absolutely unbelievable. So what he had? He had 25 touches. I'm just going to get his stats up. 25 touches, 18 contested possessions. How many clearances did he had? He had a heap. 11 clearances. Oh, he was just unbelievable. And 68 metres gained. Everyone that was at the game, everything you saw was him picking it up, running away from stoppages. They were starting to embrace the booze a little bit. They're having a bit of laugh on the sideline. And Port just love it under the lid dust. They've won 8 in a row under there.
Mate, Port Adelaide, they're just a sneaky good team at the moment. And just, one play that you really need to look at. Actually, how good's this? I actually looked up some odds earlier before. I must have wrote them down before the game. Travis Boak for a goal, Jev, was $2.90.
Yeah.
Travis Boak for 30 touches was $14.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
And Jason Horne-Francis for 25 was $5.30. For some reason, I got that written down. But, mate, Travis Boak, how good is he?
Yeah.
If he was a Melbourne player in Victoria, he would get spoken about so much more.
Oh, similar to Scott Pendlebury, the way we still love Scott Pendlebury. If Travis Boak played for a Melbourne team and was still this good, yeah, he'd be marvelled at.
One of the all-times. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, so that's a great win by Port. They're a pretty good side. They had that scrappy win against the Dogs. Then they won last week, smashed West Coast. And then they've gone to Marvel Stadium and beaten Port Adelaide. And they beat the Swans after the siren basically. They've just scrapped out wins. I remember before the season, I said they'll be 9-5 or 1-4. They had a hard first 5. And now what are they? I think they're 4-2 or something.
Yep, and they've actually got... Well, because they've played a fair, tough chunk that first start of the year.
They've had some soft games.
You could expect they've got a few more coming up. So they've got Essendon, North, Melbourne, Richmond, Hawthorn, Bulldogs, Cats. Geez, they've still got a tough draw.
Yeah, well, if they keep winning, since you and me saw them, what's it called, on round 2, Pies Port, I thought they were shit house, and I wrote them off that day. But since then, they've just clawed out wins. They know how to win. I'm happy for them.
No, they are doing very well, Jev.
Next game, Brisbane-Freo. A powerful Brisbane side continue their gathered dominance on a very ordinary Freo side, coming out victors by 48 points. Charlie Cameron kicked the first at 8.75, which I did have a little sprinkle on Das. I know we all watched this game. Das, what did you see?
Well, Jev, it started at the source. Lachie Neale, my word, he is unbelievable. He's velvet. 35 disposals, Jev, 24 contested, 13 clearances, and his sidekick, Will Ashcroft, 28 disposals, 2 goals, and one which was absolutely no doubt in my mind, goal of the year. The difficulty and uniqueness of that goal is something that we've never seen. Obviously, we've seen the Daniel Wells in front, but to do it from the pocket, and he 100% meant it. He moved in, got it. Unbelievable kick, but yeah, Brisbane far too good forward to centre. The Dockers are absolutely cooked. I mean, Jev, if you look up forward, who are they going to stop? Danaher kick 3, McCarthy 3, Hipwood 2, Ashcroft 2, Zach Bailey 2, and Cameron 2. And that's not even to mention the singles. They've got so much firepower.
They do. They're starting to get a bit scary, aren't they? They've just got firepower all over the park.
Everywhere.
I saw Zorko. I think he got subbed out, but when I checked the
The tackle, yeah.
AFL app, he had the most AFL ranking points on the ground.
He always does.
He only needs 18 touches, and it's always a goal, like 6 direct goal assists. Everything he touches turns to gold.
He's such a good field kick.
He's like
such a good field kick.
side half forward B grader now. McCluggage isn't even going this season. Ashcroft's as good as they get. He is classy. When you watch him, you go, yeah, he can fucking play.
I can't remember what commentator was saying it, but it's so true. It's like you get someone like Ashcroft, yeah, his stats aren't going to be as inflated as like a lot of other teams. It's because when Brisbane get it, they just go.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to just
yeah,
going, be lining up forward, and then they're like, all right, try and stop our forwards. But some stats here, Jeff. So Will Ashcroft for 2 goals was $10.
Yeah.
If you like him, it's kicking goals. That's good. Link McCarthy actually finally had his first good game of the season, kicking 3 goals, which was $750. Now, Jev, your man, you would have absolutely gobbled this one up. Andrew Brayshaw backers, if you stuck with him. So for 2 goals, he was $19, and for 30 touches, $285. Lockie Neal for 35 touches was $490. But this is one to really look at, Jev. Hayden Young, 30 plus touches at $12.50. Great value. Second time he's done it this year. He also did it round 1, and he did it 3 times last year.
Yeah, it's
so
nice.
A sprinkle there on here or there could be good, but $12.50 for 30 touches. Hayden Young, that could be one to look out for.
Yeah, I really like Luke Ryan, Hayden Young, and Brennan Cox. I like Andrew Brayshaw. I like Caleb Sarong, but it just isn't working at Freo, is it? They've fucked it over pre-season, and now it's going to cost the coach their job, and they're going to waste a year of those players' career.
Right. Not the lob's any good, but you get rid of like a Griffin Logue, Darcy Tucker goes, so there's like a bit more depth in the side. It's just Blake Acres.
There's 4 players all played in their 22, gone, and now they've missed a trick over pre-season. Yeah, they are no good.
But yeah, no, they're in trouble. They're looking towards the back end. They're already looking to book their Bali trip, Jev, and Brisbane are looking unbelievable.
I can't see the Lions losing at the Gabba. If they get that home prelim at the Gabba this year, they cannot dog it. They have to get to the grand final. Remember when fucking Bailey Smith kicked 3 in the last quarter or something to beat him, and he did that one? Yeah.
That was in
prelim. Yeah, they have to just get that home prelim this year.
Big game on Friday, Jev. Big game on Friday. Blues and Brisbane.
Yeah, that'll be huge. All right, Swans versus GWS. All right, let me take a deep breath before I start this, though. In what was a good goal-for-goal game in the first half and a bloody good contest, it was great to watch. The Swans asserted their dominance in the second half, kicking 6 of the 9 goals in the third quarter, then 2 of the first 3 goals in the fourth quarter to mount an unlosable 20-point lead with 12 minutes to go. Then the captain from GWS decided he had enough and single-handedly took over this game and won it for the Giants on the fucking bell. Toby fucking Green kicked 4 goals, $9.50 for 4, 22 touches, $2.10 for 20, 11 score involvements, 2 centre clearances, 2 goal assists, and the fucking Brett Kirk medal. Oh my God, Das, what the hell happened?
Jev, that was one of the biggest doggings I think I've seen in a long time. You guys at home, like, I don't know if you've been spooked or something, but that never happens. Well, it has actually 4 times against GWS. You've had 2 2-point losses, I believe, and 2 1-point losses.
Yeah.
But it's just, you can obviously cut this up as many ways as you want, but that last little bit, Chad Warner got it. You either had to get it through for a point or just, the boys just had to lock it out. Everything that went right did. And I love Derm's call. He's like, I'll tell you what, if there's one man right now, surely just then, you just got to put 1 or 2 on him. No one else is kicking the goal.
I swear Ollie Florent tried to play on him all day. Like in the last quarter, I saw everywhere Toby was, Ollie was there. So they must have gone, can you just play on him? And then he was just nowhere near him in that final.
Did you see the last stoppage from the Sunday Footy Show?
Nah, I didn't.
Ollie Florent went to him, and then as soon as the ball went up, Toby Green ran to Chad Warner.
Yeah.
Ollie Florent's like, oh, Chad's got him. He went off, and Toby just walked straight back.
Really?
And just got that half meter. Like, so he had Ollie on him, ran to Warner. Ollie then pushed across to the next person.
He found some space.
He took 2 steps back.
Fuck. He was unbelievable, Toby Green. He was everything he touched into gold. Got some stats here. Harry Perryman had a massive game. So Toby Bedford kicked the first at 23-1. Lance Franklin kicked 3. We had him for 2 in the 100K. That was cash. He paid $4.10 for 3. Will Hayward also kicked 3 at 8-1. Harry Perryman was great. He had 2 massive last quarter goals. and you couldn't even bet on him for 3. Tom Green, another 30. Chad Warner, 1 and 29. Cornelio had 2 and 28. He paid $12.
Having a good year, Cogs.
Yeah, he's having a very good year. Now, it does look like the weight of the captaincy
Off
is
him.
on his shoulders, and he just runs around as a midfielder, and he's fucking playing a good footy. And we were having a laugh watching this game, saying Luke Parker had won 4 of the last 5 Brett Kirk medals, which is just unbelievable. He had 33 touches and a goal, and if the Swans decided not to dog it, he was an absolute certainty to win. That would have been, what was it? What did I say? 4 of the last 5. So he would have won 4 in a row and 5 of the last 6 best on grounds against GWS. That is unbelievable, Das.
Yeah, 100% would have won it.
I can't believe we lost that. I just, we play in the grand final and just the whole competition's gotten better. And even if we've gotten 5% better, just every team's ready to beat you on any day. Every team, we've got respect because we play in the grand final. So every team gives us their best shot. And
100%.
We've lost to Port Adelaide at the Siren and GWS Siren. We've only won 1 in our last 5 games, I'm pretty sure now. It should be 3 and 2, but if you're not at your best, you just, the competition moves too quick.
We had that arm wrestle against Richmond and then you kicked away in the last quarter. We were chatting about this earlier. If you were to create the greatest AFL team of all time, you can debate a lot of positions. Who's the greatest fullback? Who's the greatest ruckman? Who's the greatest full forward? The forward pockets you'd probably give to Milne and Betts. But I'll tell you what, one of those 2 half forward spots, there's 2 of them, one is absolutely locked into Toby Green. If you're looking at who is the most perfect half forward, it is Toby. Can play big, can play small, can take over a game. Literally one of the most skilled footballers of all time, and he's just an absolute lock for that position of all time. I don't think anyone can argue it. One of those half-forward positions is Toby Green, without a doubt.
That small key position play, he's such a fucking gun.
He can play on anyone. He can play on the key and dominate him.
I know we've watched, you and me have watched most GWS games this year. I reckon he has... That's 3 games I know now he's won off his own boot.
Adelaide?
He won Adelaide off his own boot. He won that game off his own boot. And West Coast, they ended up losing, but he kicked 4 goals 4 or something, and he tried his best to win it off his own boot. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. He's having a hell of a season.
Him against Hawthorn, where they won by 2 goals, he came up late. He had 24 and 3.
Yeah, exactly. He equals winning.
And he dominates Carlton every year.
He gives them a chance every time. Yeah, he had a shocker against Carlton. But, all right, next game. Thank God that's done. Dogs versus Hawthorn. In Marcus Bontempelli's 200th game, the Dogs handled business exactly how they should have. Beaten the Hawks by 29 points. Bailey Williams kicked the first at 41-1. Das, this was your game. You had a good look at this. What did you see?
Yeah, so look, in a game where you expected the Dogs to get it done, they did. Obviously, Bond's 200th, it probably wasn't the most prettiest game. Look, Bond went crazy in the first half before. We had the big fella, Connor Nash, actually went to him. Bond only having 6 touches in the second half. But if I do want to touch on one thing, because obviously the Bulldogs won, but I've actually got faith in the Hawks, Jev. Yes, there are a few years off, but a few players, Will Day, 30-1, Warple, 25-1, Newcomb, 24-2, a real positive sign for the Hawks. Even with those guys, even Nash finished off the game with 26 of his own touches. If those midfielders can stay consistent, pushing forward, and even kicking goals, geez, they're going to make a massive difference. Also, Mitch Lewis, that I'll touch on in a minute, Jev, with some stats, but he makes them look a million times different, better side.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can just see they've got a plan they're going to stick to in this rebuild, and they're eventually going to be a fucking good side. The Pring just messaged. I'm just going to message him saying, just jump on now. See if he gets on. See if he makes it. Yeah, you got to... I can see, they're coached, and it's you're young. You're going to play like this for the next 10 years. Just keep practicing it. This is how we're going to coach you for 10 years. And as they grow, they're going to be fucking good, aren't they, the Hawks? I've seen it for a couple of weeks now. They should have beaten the Crows last week by just the way they play. And then they just lacked a bit of class and defense and maturity and stuff at the end. But if they win 3 in a row again, I'm going to fucking be sick.
Mate, these small games, I think as a Hawthorn supporter, we know a few of them, competitive for 3 quarters, it's fine, and then just tail off in the end. You don't need to stack the wins just yet. But Jeff, Will Dave for a snag, 315 if you like your midfielders kicking goals. Also, Will Dave, first time he got 30 disposals, 425. Aaron Norton hasn't really had the best year, 4 goals, 430, still pretty short. Now, Jeff, put this man on notice. Mitchell Lewis was terrific. Only had 1 goal, 4, but 16 touches, Jeff. For 15 touches, he was paying 430. And for him to kick 4 goals yesterday was 1050.
Jesus, that is nice.
1050. I'm sure that's going to come in, but he gets a lot of targets. Look, I definitely will be looking at this market in a few weeks. If he can get the 15 touches again, that was 430 and a lot of goals as well, Jev. That could really boost a multi up to about 35, $40.
Yeah.
Just those two.
100%. 100%.
So put Mitch Lewis on notice, everyone. He could be a cash cow.
And what about Cody Waitman in the 100K pod at the old pretzel stand? He was statless in the third quarter. Had goose eggs. I thought he wasn't playing or he was the sub or something. Was he just horrible?
Oh, he was every time you look at him, like he's huffing and puffing. He's obviously running up and down the ground. And he got one possession, but he got tackled. Like he just didn't get rid of it. And he looked like he was having a shock. And like you could see he was clearly frustrated. They were even saying on the commentary, so they put him on ball. They're like, yeah, probably, but I don't think Bevo will because he could turn a game on its head. But
yeah,
just a genuine shocker.
Just a shocker. He'll live with it. I wonder if he'll get dropped. I wonder if there's...
Nah, I don't reckon.
No... Yeah, they're too tall without him, so... But I wonder if they'll watch the tape and go, mate, that was fucking shit out.
He kept him in it against Port Adelaide.
All right, next game. So now we're on to the Saturday night bloodbath state. So we'll start with Melbourne versus North Melbourne. The D's were 5 goals up before North came out of the rooms, I think. Ended up absolutely pumping them by 90 points. Cade Chandler, one of the 100K's favourites, this kid. Cade Chandler kicked the first at 14-1. He is a good player. I've got Pricey's notes here because he's not on. So Demons dominated early, kicking 6 goals, 1. Common going down early with a really bad leg injury before Bulls cooking Kamzera kicked North's first. The man with the strongest hairline in the AFL, Bailey Fritsch, kicked 3 in the first. Where am I up to? Sorry. Strongest hairline in the game. It's definitely not me. Kick 3 in the first. Stevenson got done in the second metre with the most mild 100-metre penalty I've ever seen. All about descent, but seriously, Razor sorted out. Petrarca and Oliver dominated the first half with 23 and 18 each. 10 goals at the half. To be fair, tuned out in the second half. 90 points in the end. They just absolutely pumped them, didn't they, Dove?
Yeah, well, I had this and the Blues game on at the same time. I run dual TVs on a Saturday night, and Jev, it was like watching the same game. I think Melbourne looked a little bit more dominant in the first half, but they were North Melbourne. You wouldn't think that there's 2 big Melbourne sides. There was about 30,000 people there. North fans hate rocking up to go watch them play, and they just look like from the start of the year. Look, they have a crack every now and then, but Melbourne, I reckon they are like a perfect matchup for them. Like they just bully you.
Yeah,
bully West Coast, bully North Melbourne.
Yeah.
Who else do they bully? Who else is on the bottom of the ladder? Fremantle, they'll fucking do them in.
Yeah.
They're just too strong in the middle.
Yeah.
Up forward, Cozzy was unreal. Fritsch was good as. They got Rui that can come. They've got so many stars.
And the confidence and self-belief. Petrarca and Oliver would walk out in that game and just go, we are the 2 best players on this field by an absolute mile. Come run with us. And I saw a bit of the Sunday footy show. I saw Kane Corn showing some tape.
Was it?
They were bad, North Melbourne. Bad. So Petrarca with 3 Brownlow votes. He had 3 goals and 35 touches. Paid $6.25 for 3 and $5.60 for 35 dust. So you got 35-1 for Petrarca's game, which is very nice. Oliver had 37. Fritsch kicked 4 at $2.90. Cade Chandler, 21 and 3. He paid $5 for 3 and $9.50 for 20. Cozzy Pickett, 3 and 15. Brodie Grundy, 2 and 15. He paid $5 for 2. Just everyone filled their boots for Melbourne. It was just, except for Van Ruin, actually. I needed Van Ruin for 2 to win some fucking serious cash. And yeah, I didn't watch, but he just didn't. I saw he kick 1 in the last quarter and he just get nowhere near it.
But that was like me last week, Jeff. I just needed Fritsch for 2 and he comes out and kicks 3 in the first quarter. And this
must be some matchup things with the Ds. If you're on this player, you're a bit of a decoy today, and it's Fritsch and Cozzy's turn to lick the ice cream. But if you get this matchup and he goes to him, yeah, you get to lead up at the ball. Fucking disappointing, but
Yeah, no. North Melbourne will be licking their wounds. They are absolutely in shambles at the moment, Jev.
good win by Melbourne. Let's go. They're on. Next game, West Coast versus Carlton. In Carlton West, the Blues do what they'd usually do. Go to Optus Stadium, handle business, and get out of there. The Blues win by 108 fucking points, stars. His first goal for the club, Ollie Hollands, kicks the first at 41-1. Doves, the Blues. What you got for me?
Jev, this is the first time I've actually wanted to put the membership around the neck. I am absolutely ecstatic. Now, Jev, it's unbelievable what a difference when Sard and Doherty are back in the side, and also when you are versing a VFL side or a waffle side. Tell you what, Jev, the Eagles were no match for the Blues. The Blues were literally trying things, trying to kick the ball inside the corridor. Any good team would have picked us off and would have gone length of the field and kicked the other way. We were setting up really well defensively. Look, really happy with the win. First 100-point win in over a decade. Look, don't take it for granted. These are still professionals, and we absolutely put the work on them. Charlie with 9 goals, 18 touches, 16 score involvements, 11 marks inside 50 was a rough night for Barras, Hearn, Rotham, and then they even decided to put the young kid, Rhett Bazzo, on Chuck for about 3 seconds. Charlie went out, just shouldered arms. Rhett, get off him, go to someone else. Charlie was insane, Jev.
Oh, my God. I can't believe – so I wasn't watching this game, but I saw in the group chat you just saying, like, Charlie's got 5, he's got 6, he's got 7, and then at 7 he missed an easy one, didn't he? And then you're like, he should have 8, then he kicked 8, and then so he should have had 10 or 11, should he? 9 goals, 3.
He should have seen some of his set shots. Like, he's taking these marks, or like even some pack marks. Like,
yeah.
He's just too good. His arms are so long, and he just, like, snatches out of the air. But he had a couple, like, right on the boundary, and he's just a forward. He's a freak.
He's a freak. We said it the other week. If you could build a forward in a lab, I would build Charlie Curnow. I think he's the perfectly built forward.
You legit
a star.
You have to say, Cameron has to be 1A, Charlie's 1B.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
they are fucked. They are.
They are both. Like, you definitely, I reckon you could probably even say that Cameron's probably just still the edge better, but it is 1A, 1B at the moment.
Are they even on the Coleman now, or is Cameron 1 in front?
I think Cameron's 1 in front.
He'll be on 31, I think, Cameron, and Charlie will be on 30. They're both on 30 goals, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
That's unbelievable. That's sick.
Some numbers, Jev. Charlie for 6+, because obviously you can only get 6+ on Sportsbet. Very short, 6.75. If you could have got 9 in that game, I would have bet on it. But, Jev, some other ones. Guys for 30 touches.
Yeah.
Walt, $1.49. Cripps, $2.08. Chera, $2.75. Hewitt, $3.20. Blake Acres, $5.75. And Nick Newman, $10. That is 6 blokes, Jev. 6 blokes with 30 touches.
180 touches. Did West Coast touch it? Were they out there, West Coast?
We had 80 more marks.
Oh, what were they doing?
80 more marks.
I know it, like, when I watch the Swans, I don't even notice the other team. I just see what we're doing. So obviously you're just watching how Carlton's playing, but West Coast just non-competitive.
And we were trying things. Like, we were literally just trying things. Like, every time they went to kick it back, it's like we had 5 players there. Like, it's just one of those games. West Coast are dog shit. Adam Simpson's gone.
He has to.
He's gone.
They need a new coach to restart that rebuild. I did send you a message about this one. If I was West Coast, I'd be getting rid of every single 30-plus-year-old and getting what I can get, because Tassie are coming into the league at 2026.
So you don't
want to be rebuilding at 2026. You want to get your rebuild done before then. If I was West Coast, I'd be trying to get 2 first-round picks every year till then. This year's draft, 2024, 2025, and try and have 10 new picks get in the building, because if they don't and they try and hold on to these 30-plus-year-olds and they're still rebuilding when Tassie come in and they get 8 of the first 10 picks and you don't get a proper first-round pick, you're going to be fucked. It's like
Shuey, Sheed, Hearn,
Gaff,
Darling, Nat Nui, if he's still on a list.
Yeah, McGovern. Even look at someone like Tim Kelly to Freo. Legit. Like, let him stay West. Obviously, he's at West, but see him get a first-round pick or something for Tim Kelly to go there, because they are going to be so bad for so long if they don't start rebuilding now.
Terrible.
And, yeah, you'll just miss a trick, sort of like, I don't know, like Melbourne nearly did it, or Essendon or something. Like, if you're rebuilding the same time Gold Coast and GWS came on, you're still rebuilding now nearly, because didn't get the talent you needed to at that time.
100%.
It's like you got to rate, like we were talking about Hawthorn before. So they're rebuilding now. They're going all in now. They're going to get Harley Reid this year. They're going to get first round picks for the next 3 years. Then their list is going to be ready to win from 2026 onwards. Sort of like Hawthorn won as Gold Coast and GWS came into the league because they were ready to win. Like they had done their rebuild. So yeah, West Coast have got some decisions made. All right, next game. Essendon versus Geelong, Das. In the biggest certainty of the weekend in my eyes, the Cats jumped Essendon, kicking the first 6 goals of the game and ended up victors by 28 points. Brad Close kicked the first at 16-1. Pricey watched this game, but he's not on. So, Das, you've got Pricey's notes. What did you see?
So Pring absolutely loved this, Jev. He said it on the pod. Bet of the week. Tom Hawkins for 2. Hit in the first 15 minutes, and he had 4 at the end of the first quarter. 6 at the half. The Caps absolutely dominating the Bombers, effectively winning the game before halftime. The Bombers had a crack in the third quarter before the Cats kicked away to lead by 36 points. Cameron and the Hawk continue to get busy. He's wrote the Hawks. Cats did enough to win by 28. Some good stats here, Jev. So we had Hawkins for 8 goals. Obviously, you can only bet for 6 at $23. Wiedemann kicked 5 at 51.
Yeah.
Stringer for 4 at 10.50. Sam Simpson for 2 at 4.90. And Tanner Bruin couldn't even bet on him. So I believe he was a sub. Came on and kicked 2. And Parrish for 35 touches at 3.30, which is pretty standard. Now, Jev, we did have Zach Merritt in the 10K. It didn't matter because Fogarty didn't kick his goals anyway. But I genuinely didn't see a tag. No, he did not. He wasn't at centre stoppages.
Right. So the reason we put him in the 10K Punters Club, for anyone listening, was he didn't play Anzac Day. We knew Essendon ran out of leg Anzac Day, so we're like, he'll be the fittest on the field. He'll play every midfield minute. He'll get 25 easily. So then I was listening on Triple M, and they're giving him the old Mark O'Connor, Tom Atkins little double treatment. Like I think they were being physical. They were leaning on him. So, I didn't watch. I was more listening on the radio driving around today. So he just had a shocker, did he?
No, he wasn't in the screen.
Yeah, what was he doing?
He just wasn't in the screen. So every other time, Parrish was 100% in there. Shield was forward a lot of the time. So I'm like, oh, where's Zach? But they did not get near it. But the Cats just flexed their muscles. And Dangerfield these last couple of weeks, I think I said in our group chat, when he's on, he looks like a man playing against boys.
He does.
I think what he had 15 inside 50s. Is that like a record?
Yeah, he was fucked. And then you saw, if Hawkins didn't kick 8 is such a fucking day. I know Charlie kicked 9 last night.
Zerk Thatcher couldn't hide anymore.
We called that on the 100K pod that Zerk Thatcher will be shitting himself. Oh my God. It was the exact same way. He should have kicked 8 against the Swans on grand final day. He missed. I think he kicked 3 goals, 4 or something. Yeah. He gave off a couple. I can just see it on the MCG with him. He's too smart. He's too good. If they've got their ball movement going, if Danger's breaking lines, he just leads out, big chest. You can't stop him. 8's a day. Cameron had another 3 and 20, didn't he? Yeah, he's not even the main show today.
Mate, his goal that he kicked up the ground, and that's what they say. I can't remember who was on him. But he left him and he thought, perfect, I'll just sit back off him. And then Cameron just does the work up the ground, fends off Parrish and kicks one from 60. So
he's a freak.
What do you do with him? But yeah,
30 goals.
Cats rolling, Jev. Cats
30
rolling.
Goals after 7 games. So they're both on track for 100. They need another big bag of 6 or something, though, to stay on track. But fuck, that's sick. Yeah, Cats are rolling. Started 0-3, now 4-3. Fuck, so good. Next game, Richmond versus Gold Coast. Richmond actually hate going to the Warehouse Marvel Stadium.
They hate it.
What was the end score in this? I haven't written my notes down. Gold Coast won by
24 points, Jeff.
24 points. Ben King kicked the first at 7.50.
Yep.
What happened?
Well, look, I only watched a little bit of this game, but I'll tell you what, it was a tough afternoon for the Tigers. Look, when your forwards aren't getting near it, Jack Rewalt had 1 goal, 1, 4 touches. Noah Cumberland, 0 goals, 2, only 6 touches. Jev, they couldn't get near it. And look, before we touch on some really good play by the Gold Coast players, where to now for the Tigers, Jev? We're 7 rounds in. They're 1 win, 1 draw, 6 points on the ladder. Next week, they should get a win against West Coast. Then they've got Geelong, the Bombers, Port, and then the Giants.
Yeah.
The Tigers, like, I don't think that we're talking about them enough as being because they've been competitive in games
Yeah.
with them running out. But look, obviously without Lynch, but they topped up with Hopper and Taranto. They thought that that'd be a thing, but geez, they're flaky.
I said it weeks ago. I reckon they're cooked for 10 years. Legit. All right, they've got not one gun under 21-year-old, like A grader. Like they've got Gibkiss, who's a key back. Like you got to build around that. Apart from that,
Like a good, like Liam Baker's good. Like Rioli will do some good things.
yeah,
Like
they're both all right.
no Bolton, but it's just like
Where's their their Dacos or their Sam Walsh or this young kid coming through that you go, yeah, that is the future.
it's probably not Judson Clark. He only had the 5 touches today.
It's not Judson. Toronto and Hopper are good players, but are they going to take you to a premiership? I don't think so.
Now, Jev, your man, he's been very impressive. Very impressive. Obviously, we predicted it with Tuke Miller going out, but Noah Anderson, 32-1.
I knew I was onto something when I put him in the pyramid, and then I doubted myself after his first 2 weeks. Since then, he has been unfucking believable.
Jev, 9 clearances. He went at 81% disposal efficiency, 14 contested possessions, only 2 turnovers on the game.
Yeah, what a game. Like another 3 votes. He could be right up there in the Brown. Like he's been fucking good.
I was with you when you said no. I said no.
Yeah, but then he started I had to drop him. He started like ass, and so did Gold Coast. But I'll be happy to bring him back in. I think he's an absolute stud.
And when you get dropped, it's a long way. You got to go back a long way to get back in the pyramid.
How did Matt Rao play?
Matt Rao, he only just
had 20. I need to know he had 20.
Oh, have a guess.
Like
please, I'm scrolling.
14.
Where is he?
Did he play?
Yeah, no, he definitely did. Oh, yeah, 26. Good boy.
No, that's all right. That's a good day.
Had a boy, Rowley. He must have come on late. Yeah, but Rowley just needs to get more of the sharing.
All right, final game of the round, Darc. Adelaide versus Collingwood in an absolute cracker. That's it. I haven't written many notes for this, but I've watched every minute of it. So Tex kicked the first at $10.50. The Pies win by a point right at the end of the game. Adelaide would feel fucking sick that they lost this game, Darc. Sick. How did they lose this game? They missed some of the easiest set shots at goal I've ever seen. What did they end up kicking for the game?
7-16.
7-16. I reckon they missed 6 within 20 metres straight in front. See that one Isaac Rankin missed, run into the own goal? See that one Pedler missed, set shot 20 metres out directly in front? Fogg missed an easy one.
He was in the goal square about 8 times.
8 times. They should feel – I don't know how they lost it. So when they were beating Collingwood, I was like, finally, I'm like, this is the Collingwood I've always seen. I reckon they've got 10 C graders on that team. But I'll tell you what, they beat teams with intimidation now. Every team knows they're coming, and every team shits themselves.
Yeah, legit, they just put the brakes on, and they're just
Adelaide absolutely crap their pants, and they shut up shop with 16 minutes to go, only up by like 15 points, and they stopped attacking the game, and it was just Jordan Dawson took every kick out, and he just kicked it long to the boundary, and they just wanted stoppages. They absolutely shit themselves, and they paid the price. Like, they were terrified.
I just can't believe that they've done it again. And I said it last week. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
No, everything I wish Carlton was. Like, obviously we beat a shit West Coast, but just to be able to go to a game and just be like, how good is this? I obviously got heaps of Collingwood friends posting our group chat. They're like, can you believe that we won again? Or I'm like, can you believe? They're like, yeah, we can. I'm like, honestly, for the last 2 years, they've probably had 14 of these games.
Yeah. Oh, and weren't they 11-1 in one score games last year or something?
Yeah,
they've already had like 4 this year. They are fucked. Dacos had a shocker. He finally showed he was human. They finally sort of showed how to stop him. Just going to look up his game. He ended up with 27, but I'm pretty sure 27 is still a pretty good day. He had 5 kicking, so he basically had 22 today. They definitely slowed him down, and you could tell he wasn't as effective as he usually is. Like, you could see he wasn't as good, but 22 was still a pretty good game.
You know they missed Rory Laird in that last quarter.
No, he didn't get subbed off in the end, Rory Laird. No, he didn't. They just made a mistake, but yeah.
Oh, he just only had the 2 touches.
Yeah, 2 touches. Do you want to – I'll get the stats up, and you tell me. I've got the numbers, sorry, and you tell me who you want. So, like, I'm looking here. So Josh Dacos had 31 and a goal. He paid for one goal. He's usually pretty short. Josh, $2 for a goal, and for 30, he was Josh Dacos for 30. $2.85. Not too bad. Who else?
All right, can you tell me what Chase Jones paid for 20 touches and 2 goals?
Yeah, he had. Did you see when he had 4 shots on goal in a row?
Yep.
Paid two. How many touches?
20.
20. He had $2.18 for 20, and 14-1 for 2 goals. He should have kicked 4 nearly. He had 4 shots in a row. Who else? John Dawson had 30. He was fucking good. He would have been best on if they won that game. He was unbelievable again. But
Oh, we have to mention it. Obviously, Pricey's not on the pod, but Mitch Hinge, the best ball 30 leg of all time.
he was unbelievable, Mitchy Hinge. What did he pay for 15 again on the pod? I can't even
Mate, that was unbelievable. But Rochelle will be kicking himself. 18 disposals, 4 points, Jev.
Yes. No. Do you remember on Here Comes the Money? I had Rochelle 2 and 15, Isaac Rangan 2 and 15, Adelaide win. I was watching that game. I'm like, he should have won. It should have won. 100%. Rochelle missed 4 not sit. He didn't miss 4 sit. He should have kicked 2 of his 4. Rankin missed a sitter. Rankin only ended up with 11 touches, but he would have gone close to 15. And then, fuck. Oh, I had a look before on hook, line, and sinker. Was your only wrong for the week St Kilda plus 5.5? Because I had 2 wrong. Swans minus. I took the Swans minus 8.5, and then St Kilda. Another funny one is on Here Comes Money. I had 50 on all the winners, and then it was into Adelaide plus 8.5 at the end. But I had the Swans in there, so that lost in the last 5 seconds of the game.
Mate, it's honestly just.
It's hilarious.
Wait, it's a rough game that we play, Jev. People think footy's rough. People think bare fist knuckle fighting's tough. This is a tough game.
Oh, it's good. We love it though. We absolutely love
every
it.
Game sweating on a bet. Every game, it's just.
So, who the Blues got next Friday?
We got Brisbane.
Brisbane under the lid in the factory, in the warehouse.
I'm excited for it.
Are you going? You got to go.
Yeah, I want to go.
And then Swans, Collingwood Sunday, MCG 3:20. We're going. We're going to have a couple of frothies. We're going to go. We won't play up too much. We'll have a couple beforehand, cover the game, get Hollywood pizza, head home after, go to work the next day. But I'm fucking pumped to go see the Swans, even though we've been so bad and I'm so sick of them. But I love them. I want to watch them.
Going to the G on a Sunday. It's the best. It's the best.
Yeah, I don't care what the weather is. We'll get MCC tickets. We'll sit in the pub the whole time. Who cares?
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. All right, so what do we got? Hook, line, and sinker Wednesday. Backline draft on Wednesday.
Yep.
We have backline draft. We missed it last week because we were a bit late. So hook, line, sinker Wednesday. 100K Friday. This was Sunday roast. What's your one takeaway from this weekend, Das?
Mate, Toby Green is the greatest half forward of all time.
And mine is, if I could build the perfect forward in a lab, it'd be Charlie Cameron. Charlie Curnow. He is built in a lab. I absolutely love the look of him, the way he plays, just everything about him. Blues are back. They're gonna beat the Lions. They're not as bad as we say. Swans are in trouble. We've won 1 in 5 or saying we're fucked. Fuck me. Oh.
Come on.
All right. Good work, Dobe. I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
See you, brother.
See you, mate.